comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. Sitting up nice and tall. If you'd like to, you can close the eyes. Or maybe just keep a soft gaze at the ground. Relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. Letting the tension melt away from the forehead, the jaw. Checking in with your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly. Becoming aware of where you feel the breath in your body. Maybe at the chest or the belly. Or maybe it's more at the nose. Notice if it's fast or slow. No judgment here, just awareness, taking inventory of our body. Not trying to change the current reality, but just becoming aware of what is so that we can move towards acceptance. This is something that I have been working on a lot in my life lately. And yoga teaches us a lot on our mat too. No matter where our bodies are at, the poses might look different from one person to the next. And honoring this and accepting what shows up today. So we have choices when we're presented with the current reality. We can fight and try to change it, and we can cause ourselves more suffering, or we can simply accept and move forward. And I find that a lot easier to do when we are in tune with our breath and our body. So we'll start to elongate the breath here, doing a Samavriti breathing. So same length on the inhale, same length on the exhale. So I'll breathe in, our belly will expand for a count of 4. Breathe out, belly contracts for that same 4 count. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue to breathe like that. You can count in your head, filling the belly with air on the inhale and letting all the air go on an exhale. If it is easier to do a 3 count or 5 count, maybe even 8 counts, that's okay. You can change the count of the breath as long as it stays the same as the inhale as exhale. So evening out the oxygen in our body. This is really great to regulate the nervous system, help tell our bodies that we're safe, and bring us into more state of balance, state of calm. Let's do 2 more full breaths like that. Breathing in and breathing out. And the bottom of that second exhale, you can drop the breathing technique and allow the breath to just come to you naturally. Notice how there's nothing you have to do. You are just simply breathed. Now bring our hands to heart center. We'll begin class today with 1 full sound of Om. Om being the sounds ah O and M. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly up with air. Let the vibration move through the body. And then allow the eyes to gently blink open, choosing to take in what's right in front of you. Good job. Awesome. So we just finished up our centering there, and we'll start by continuing to take that comfortable seat, and then we will breathe in, circle our hands up overhead, reaching up nice and tall, just stretching the hands up. As you breathe out, the hands can come back down. Yeah, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, I had to fix my audio.
Oh, no worries. Hey, Jeff. So, yes, breathe in, continue to reach the hands. We'll breathe in, reach our hands up overhead. Breathe out, circle the hands all the way back down. So just following the breath for a little bit of dynamic movement. Inhale, the hands come up. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Breathe in, reach them up overhead. Breathe out, lower the hands back down. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach them up overhead. This time, interlace the fingers. The thumb tips come to touch, and then turn the palms to face up over the head. See if you can make the abdomen, tuck the belly in, draw the ribs back, and lift the chest up. Soften the shoulders, and lift the arms up towards straight. Keep pushing up with the index fingers. Keep softening the shoulders. So this is back and forth action. As we push up further with the index fingers, our shoulders soften more. So feel the sit bones rooted into the earth as you get length through the hands, breathing in, getting nice and tall. And as you breathe out, twist the torso, looking over to the left side. And then breathe, stay here. Breathe in from the right hip crease all the way through the right fingers. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, turn back to center. Soften the shoulders. Notice if any tension has built up here. Next, inhale, reach up towards the ceiling again. With the index fingers, exhale, twist over to the other side. Torso turns to the right. Exhale. As you inhale, staying here, breathing in from the left hip crease all the way out, the left fingers reach up nice and tall. Exhale, turn back to center. Unhook the hands, let them come down by the waist. Great, and then we'll do a little twist. So take your right hand across your body to your left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Deep breath in, getting long from the tailbone out the crown of the head. Find length in the body. And as you exhale, twist. Turn the body, look to the shoulder behind you. Each inhale, see if you can find a little bit more length, even if it's just a teeny bit more reach up of the torso. And each exhale, just find a little bit more twist in the torso. And the gaze can go behind the back shoulder. Trying to keep the sit bones rooted so that the pelvic bowl is rocking more forward. Beautiful. One more breath here. And as you breathe out, slowly untwist, come back to center. And then we'll switch it out. Take that left hand across the body to the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. As you inhale, find the length in the torso. Reach up through the top of the head. And as you exhale, twist. Look at the shoulder behind you. Each inhale, see if you can find a little bit more length. Each exhale, see if you can find a little bit more twist. Follow the breath here. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly untwist, come back to center. And then inhale, open your arms up wide, spread them wide like a T. Stretching them out long, and as you exhale, take the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand comes to the right shoulder. Elbows coming towards stacking. Either staying just like this, that can be a lot on the shoulders, or you can reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Back of the forearms can come to touch for a single wrap, or you can do a double wrap by having the inner palms come to touch. That might be a whole lot, so accept where your body's at today and back off to wherever is best for you. Maybe just grabbing the outer shoulders. It's a perfectly great stretch, so breathing into that space between the shoulders, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, take the elbows just a little bit over to the left. Take your gaze to the right, so opposite direction. A little goes a long way here, so it doesn't need to be much. Just find that little bit of twist and breathe into the space between the shoulders. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale here, see if you can soften any more tension in the shoulders, maybe the jaw, the eyebrows. And then on an inhale, take the elbows over to the right, look to the left. Deep breath in here. And then coming back to center, unhooking the arms, and shaking out the shoulders. And then we'll do the other side. So inhale, your arms come back into a T, stretch them out nice and long. And as you exhale, this time we'll take the left arm on top. So left arm reaches over to the right shoulder, right arm reaches to the left shoulder. Either elbows stacking, or you can reach the forearms up towards the ceiling. Back of the palms can come to touch for a single wrap, or you can twist a little bit more for a double wrap. Breathing into the space between the shoulders here. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, we'll do the same thing. We'll twist the shoulders over to the right. Gaze can go to the left. Breathe in here. And then bring the elbows back to center. And then over to the left side. Gaze can go to the right. One more breath in. As you breathe out, come back to center, untwist the arms, and then you can slowly roll the shoulders out. Notice whatever feels good. Just notice how different it feels to have the arms just in a normal position after putting them in that kind of position. So just accepting what is. It's kind of the process of yoga. We put ourselves in these uncomfortable situations, these uncomfortable positions, so we can practice getting comfortable by relying on our breath. Next, we'll come to hands and knees, tabletop position. So setting yourself up here so that your knees are directly underneath your hips, your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Great. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Have the index fingers pointing towards the front of the mat. Index fingers are about parallel with one another. Spread the fingers wide enough so you can feel that webbing in between the fingers stretch. Your knees are coming underneath the hips. And feet are uncurled, toes coming back behind you. So we'll start with a cat-cow as you inhale, lifting the chest, looking up, tailbone rises, spread the collarbones wide. Exhale, take the chin to the chest, round the back like a Halloween cat, drop the tailbone as if you're pushing something away. So move through this with your breath. Each inhale, allow that to guide your body forward, lifting the chest, spreading the collarbones. Each exhale, drawing the chin to the chest, rounding the back. See if you can time this movement so it's going at the full length of the breath. So a full inhale moves the body all the way forward, and a full exhale moves the body all the way rounded. And we'll continue to inhale the same way, where our chest comes forward, lifting the collarbones. But this time as we exhale, we'll take the chin to the chest, round the back, but then keep going backwards, take the bottom back towards the heels for a brief child's pose. So this is elongating the exhale here. Inhale moves you back forward, coming into cow pose, the chest lifts, collarbones spread. Exhale, start by first rounding the back, and then continuing to take the seat back towards the heels. So you have to time it here so that your breath is a little bit longer. As you exhale, see if you can feel that pelvic floor rise, the navel pulls in and up so that your seat can go back towards your heels. Just a few more like that. The next time you find yourself in child's pose, you can stay there. The seat back at the heels. You can spread the knees a little bit wider if that's comfortable. You can walk the hands out nice and long. Let your forehead or the third eye space rest on the earth. Allowing yourself a minute to have just a completely relaxed child's pose here. Softening to the earth. Feeling the breath move. So notice here, just like we did at the beginning with our inhale, getting larger as our belly expands, taking breath in. Exhale, see if you can feel that navel contract the spine, the belly getting smaller like a balloon deflating. Knowing that this pose is always available for you, rest is always here. If this pose is not restful, you're always welcome to take a different one too. Anytime throughout class or throughout your day, where you need to pause and check in your breath, allow yourself to accept that's what your body needs and give it. Learning to check in more and finding the warning signs so that we can take best care of ourselves. It's important that we fill up our own cup so that we can be a better service to the world around us. And then we'll walk our hands all the way off to the right side of our mats so we get a big stretch on the left side body. See if you can still keep the forehead rooted to the earth. Find space in the left side body by breathing from the left hip crease all the way out the left fingertips. Inhale, see if you can spread the space between the ribs using your breath. Feel the breath move through the body. And as you exhale, see if you can soften. Maybe that left shoulder goes a little bit closer to the ground. Breathe here. One more breath. See if you can walk your hands maybe a teeny bit more over to the right side, creating a little more stretch on the left side. And as you exhale here, find another spot to soften. Maybe the forehead relaxes more. And then walk your hands back to center. Pause here in the middle. Take a second to just notice what is. Maybe One side feels a little bit different than the other because of the space that you created with the breath, or maybe it does not. And then walk your hands all the way off to the left side of the mat. Creating space in the right side body, again, by using your breath to send it from the right hip crease all the way out the right fingertips. Breathing in. Fill the body with air. Let the ribs expand. Breathe out. Soften that right shoulder, right hip. One more breath. See if you can walk the hands a little bit further over to that left side. Just a teeny bit more space. Exhaling, relaxing the jaw. And then walk your hands all the way back to center. Pause here in the middle and just notice your child's pose, how it is in this moment. Any difference or similarities to when we started? Then walk your hands underneath your shoulders, press your hands into the mat, lift up into tabletop again. Spreading your fingers wide, index fingers still facing forward or turned out a little bit. Take your hands one handprint forward, so you have a little bit more space here. They're a little bit further forward than your shoulders. Curl the toes under, and then lift the knees about an inch or two off the ground. Pause there. Like a bear pose. Let your shoulder blades draw down the back. Notice the slight curve that you've created in the low back. See if you can maintain that as you bring your hips up and back. Bring your legs towards straight for downward facing dog. As you inhale, bring your shoulders forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists for plank pose. Notice if you need to take a little bit longer of a stance here so that you can have a flat spine. And then as you exhale, take the hips up and back again. Try not to move the stance. The plank pose is your body's natural blueprint for downward facing dog. We'll do a few more with our breath. Inhale, come forward, plank pose. Shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one, inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And then stay here for a few breaths, lifting the hips up and back, letting the neck relax down, drawing the shoulder blades out. Keep pressing down with the index finger, the palm pad of the index finger, and the thumb to give yourself some stability. And then if you want to bend into one knee, straighten the other, and walk your dog out so you get a little bit of a stretch on the opposite hamstring. Give yourself a few moments here, just check in with what your body needs. And then just come back to a neutral dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Bottom of the exhale, look between the hands and step just the right foot forward. Maybe one big step between the hands, or maybe you take several to shimmy the right foot to get there. And then bring the left knee down on the ground. Uncurl the back toes so the back toes are flat. As you breathe in, lift the arms up overhead, biceps by the ears for Anjaneyasana. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Lift up with the hearts, up with the fingertips. And breathe into any tension that might show up in the left hip crease. Maybe you feel it more in the right. Just notice. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, take the hands back towards the ground. Take the hips towards the back of the mat. Bring the right leg towards straight. Flex the right toes, the right ankle, so the toes are facing up more towards the ceiling for half splits. And half splits, it can be really great to grab some blocks. Thank you for the demonstration, Jeff. And this will help us keep a nice long spine instead of rounding our back. So it's more important that the spine is long. And so if that's easier to do by bringing the ground closer to you, maybe you don't have blocks at home, you can always grab books. So here, continue to bring the chest forward. Each inhale, the chest comes forward more. Each exhale, maybe you soften more towards the ground. If that compromises the straight spine, there's no need to fold. Breathe into this tension that might show up in the right hip crease. As more stress and tension and things go in the world, we hold this in our bodies more in different places. So notice what comes up here for you. And then bend back into that right knee. Take the hands forward to frame the right foot. Curl the back toes under. Lift the left knee off of the ground for lunge pose. Great. Pause here and take a moment to shimmy the maybe left leg out a little bit to give your body just a little bit more of space between the feet. Set up that right foot so you're pressing down with the right big toe. And then bring the left hand closer to the right foot. And then we'll twist the torso open to the right side. Take the right hand up overhead. Twist the lunge. Deep breath in here. Continue to twist through the torso. Try to make sure that your right hand is directly over the right shoulder instead of pulling too far back. Your body has a tendency to do that, but that can cause strain on the right shoulder. Continue to bend deeply into the right knee, straight, strong back leg. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, right hand comes back to the earth. And then step the left foot up to meet the right. Fold forward. Let the head hang down. See if you can keep your low ribs connected to the upper thighs. So you can keep a slight or big bend in the knees to help you do that. See if you can let the head, the neck completely relax, hang down towards the ground. We tend to hold a lot of tension in the neck by holding the head up all day. Give the neck a break, allow gravity to completely release it to the ground. If you'd like, you can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. And then you can release the hands here. Bring the hands to the shins or maybe up on blocks in front of you for half lift, flat back. So looking just a few, maybe a foot or two in front of the feet in order to keep a nice long neck. If we look up, that cranks our neck and our spine is no longer flat, so looking down. And so a long line of energy from the tailbone out the crown of the head. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, fold back forward. Take your hands to your hips. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come all the way up to standing. And then relax the hands down beside you. Have the feet be about hip distance, so notice if your feet are facing forward or maybe turned out a little bit. So see if you can make them both parallel so all the feet face all the way forward, and that your weight is evenly distributed through the feet. See if your ankles can stack, the hips can stack over the ankles, the shoulders over the hips, reaching out through the crown of the head, finding length in the body. Tadasana pose. Finding this bone stack in all of our poses can be very helpful. Seems like a simple pose, but we can use this as a foundation for all of our poses. So deep breath in, reach the hands up overhead, look up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana again. Inhale, half lift, flat back, looking down towards the ground again for that nice long spine. Exhale, fold forward, take the hands to the ground. Step the right foot back, followed by the left for plank pose. We've been here before, spreading the fingers wide, nice long spine. You can always take the knees to the ground to help you out in plank pose. And just Focus on having a long line from the knees to the hips, all the way out the shoulders, out the head. Deep breath in. And as we breathe out, bend the elbows. Keep the elbows hugging in towards the ribs. And as we slowly lower to the ground, hover about an inch or two off the ground. And then come all the way down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Shimmy the legs back behind you so you have nice long legs. Take the hands by the ribs. Push the hands down and back so that you can energetically feel the chest moving up. Keep hugging the elbows in towards the chest, in towards the ribs, instead of splaying out. So the elbows are coming in and back. Lift up with the chest for Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower again. We'll do one more, either staying in Cobra as you breathe in, keeping the elbows bent, or if you'd like to straighten through the arms to come to upward facing dog, do that by straightening through the arms. Also straightening through the legs, pushing the tops of the feet down to lift the legs off of the ground. So if we're gonna have straight arms, find it important to have our legs off the ground so that we're not collapsing into our low back. Keep lifting up with the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down and back, shoulders away from the ear. Yeah, really good. Open the heart up, deep breath in. And if you're in Cobra, lower down. Otherwise, for upward facing dog, turn the feet under, lift the hips up and back to come into downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Filling the belly up with air as you inhale. Relaxing all of the air out of the breath, or out of the belly as you exhale. Bottom of a third, exhale. Look between your hands and step just the left leg forward. Maybe a big step, maybe you take a few big steps to get the left foot in between the hands. Shimmy the left foot over a little bit. Take the right knee to the ground. Uncurl the back toes so the back foot is flat. And then push down with the top of the right foot and then the left big toe. Inhale, lift the torso up. Biceps come by the ears for Anjaneyasana. Shoulder blades drawing down the back. Heart lifting up. Either look forward or maybe look up between the hands if you have no neck considerations. If that at all bothers the neck or shoulders, just look forward. Keep pressing down with the left big toe. Opening up with the heart, stretching that right hip crease. That's our psoas muscle that we can feel so well here. And that muscle can hold a lot of tension, but also a lot of trauma. And so it's nice to work into that. Open it up. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, bring the hands back to the earth. Take the hips back behind you, towards the back of the mat, and then flex the left ankle so the toes are coming up towards the ceiling for half splits. Keep gently pulling that left hip back. Right hip forward more so that the hips are more square. If you want a little bit longer stretch, you can shimmy the left foot forward a little bit if you'd like. Hands can be on the ground or up on blocks, books, something to help the spine be flat. So trying not at all too round to the spine like we did in our cat-cow pose, but nice long spine from the hips to the shoulders, out the crown of the head. Inhale brings the chest, the heart more forward. Exhale softens you more towards the leg. Breathe. Notice the length of the breath, the pace. One more breath here. And then bend back into that left knee. Take the hands to frame the left foot. Curl through the back toes. Lift the right knee off of the ground. Taking the left hip back, right hip forward again to square those hips. And then bring the right hand closer to the left foot. Twist the torso open to the left side. Left hand comes up overhead. Keep pushing into the mounds, the palm pads on the finger, or on the right palm, the right hand, so that you're not just collapsing into the wrist. Try to have a straight, strong right leg instead of that right knee collapsing down. Strengthen it, yeah. Keep twisting through the torso to open the left hand up to the left side. Getting energy out the top of the head. As you exhale, untwist, bring that left hand down to the earth. And then push the hands into the ground, step that right foot up to meet the left. Fold forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Give yourself a few breaths here. If you want to take the variation we did earlier where you're grabbing opposite elbows, you can. Or you can take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers at your low back, and then walk your hands up to about middle back. Draw the elbows closer together. They're not really going to move, but just feel that feeling. And so you can inhale, reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Creating a big stretch in between the shoulders. Breathe into that space. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Really good. Letting the head still hang down and keeping that bend in the knees. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. This time, as we unhook our hands, let the fingers graze the earth, bend the knees, take the seat back as if you're sitting in a chair. Inhale, biceps come up by the ears, Uttanasana pose, shoulder blades drawing down. Keep sitting the seat back a little bit more, keep lifting the heart up. Notice if the body is wanting to move, it's asking you to get out, and see if you can just continue to find your breath. Find acceptance for the pose that we're currently in. Maybe sit back just a little bit more, knowing that this too will pass. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes for a moment. Taking inventory of your breath. Inventory of the energy that's moving through the body. Knowing that this energy is you. You put in the work to be here. And to move the breath and the body to create peace in both your mind so that we can create peace in the world. When you're ready, you can gently blink open the eyes. Then we'll take it all the way down to the ground by inhaling, reaching the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hands come to the ground. We'll just step the right foot back, bring the right knee to the ground. Step the left foot back, bring the left knee to the ground, just coming into tabletop. And then bring the left foot more to the left side. Cross the right shin over the left calf so that you're making an X with the legs. And then take your seat back a little bit here. Notice the pressure that the right shin makes on the left calf. You can play into that pressure by moving the spine up and back, and you can kind of give yourself a little massage on that left calf. Yeah. Nice, and then we'll switch it. Great. And then just come to a comfortable seat. So just bringing the bottom all the way back so that we're now just sitting down. Awesome. Take the legs out long in front of you. Bend the right knee and then take the right knee out towards the right side. So the right foot is in towards the left groin for Janu Shirsasana. And then flex the left ankle so the left toes are coming towards the face. Great. And then breathe in, reach the hands up overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands down towards the ground, maybe the shin, the ankle, or the foot. Keep lifting up with the heart as you breathe in, and exhale, lower down towards the ground as you breathe out. Again, focusing on that nice straight spine. So we're not rounding the back at all. So only go as far as that means for you. Honoring where your body is in this moment. Not trying to change it or force it to be something else. So much learning can be found in each moment that we encounter. And slowly walk the hands back in, torso rises back up. Take the right leg long in front of you, bend your left knee. The left knee goes out towards the left side so that the left foot is coming into the right groin. Join your Shirshasana on the other side. And as you breathe in, reach your hands up overhead. And as you breathe out, folding forward, reaching towards the ground, maybe that right ankle, the shin, wherever your body naturally meets. Inhale, see if you can lift the chest forward more, getting more length in the spine. Exhale, folding down towards the ground. Keep flexing that right foot. Always feel free to keep a slight bend in the right knee to protect the hamstring. Softening to the earth. Breathing. And slowly walk the hands back, lifting the torso up. Take both feet together, knees opening up wide. For Baddha Konasana, bound ankle. I like to move the flesh out of the way of my sit bones. You can feel that bony area going straight over the ground. That's also helping to tilt the pelvic bowl more forward. You can either stay upright and just notice the big stretch it makes here on those hips. Again, that psoas muscle, the fight or flight muscle working. Or you can breathe in, find length, opening the heart up, breathing out, folding forward. I recommend doing this slowly so that each inhale you find a little bit more length. Each exhale you lower a little more. Only going as far as you can keep a straight spine. If at any point the spine rounds back, just stop there. Come out a little bit and breathe. The more we work where our body is at, the further we might actually be able to go. In a similar way of life, the more we just work where we are in the current moment, the more we can continue to move forward in a peaceful, productive way. Breathing here, slowing the breath. One more breath in. As you breathe out, slowly walk the hands back, lift the torso up, take the hands outside the knees, bring the knees in closer together. Feet down, knees up, and then start to take the torso back a little bit. Hands can come behind the knees, so hands are on the back of the thighs, and then you can start by just lifting the right leg. Engage the core here, so feel the belly button come in and up. Strong bellies. Maybe you stay with just the right leg lifted, or maybe you lift the left leg too, so the knees are bent, that they're going in front of you. If this is accessible, you can also try to maybe lift one arm, or maybe both, for half boat pose. You can either stay here, or maybe bring the legs towards straight. If that doesn't work, you can always come back to a bent knee position. Stay there, or maybe lower the legs halfway down, lower the torso halfway down, Notice maybe some shaking that occurs. Breathing through it. One more breath, and then slowly relax all the way to the ground. Take a deep breath here. And then bend the knees, feet down, knees up. Knees are facing towards the ceiling. Take the hands long beside you. Walk the feet in so that the tips of the fingers graze the heels. Press the feet down. The feet should be about hip distance here. Press the feet down to lift the hips up. Take the hands up overhead, back of the palms touch. That's all on an inhale. As you exhale, you're slowly lowering the hips, slowly lower the hands down. So notice your breath here. Keep pushing the feet down, lift the hips, lift the hands at the same time. Breathe in. See if you can time this all. So the top of the inhale, the hips are all the way up, the palms are all the way back behind you. And then time the exhale so that you're slowly lowering. Hips come all the way down, hands come all the way down, palms touch the ground. So do a few more with your breath. Breathe in, lift the hips, hands all the way to the top of the inhale. Breathe out, lower the hips, hands all the way to the bottom of the exhale. Keep going, moving at the pace of your breath. The next time your hips are lifted, please keep them there and then lower the hands down. You can shimmy one shoulder underneath followed by the other. Either grab opposite or outer edges of the mat to kind of shimmy the shoulders more under, or just interlace your fingers underneath your back for bridge pose. Keep pushing the feet down, keep lifting the hips up, opening the chest up. Heart lifting. Breathe here. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly lower the hips down, unhook the hands. Rest the hips, the tailbone on the ground, then draw the knees into the chest. When you're ready, giving yourself a nice big hug, maybe rocking side to side. And then eventually taking the knees over to the right side, opening the heart to the chest up to the left side. Left hand can come either into cactus position, or if you have room, it can come all the way out into a T. So gentle twist here, slowing the breath. Inhale, find length through the torso. Exhale, find twist through the torso. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then draw your knees back through center. And then over to the left side. Open the torso, the chest, up to the right side. Arm can again be in a T or a cactus position. Gaze can either be up or over the right shoulder. Keeping the breath nice and slow. and gently drawing the knees back through center. You can hug the knees into the chest once more if that feels nice. Maybe rocking side to side. You'd like to end with a happy baby by taking your knees out wide and taking your feet up over the knees. You can grab for the outer edges of the feet. Push the feet into the hands, hand into the feet. Lowering the torso down and rocking either side to side or finding stillness. When you're ready, you can take the legs long on the mat, opening the feet up wide, taking the arms long on the mat, turning the palms to face up towards the ceiling, letting the body relax into the earth, maybe closing the eyes, letting the eyeballs just rest in the sockets, letting the eyebrows soften, tension relaxes in the face, let the scalp melt away, jaw relaxed. If you'd like, you can grab a hand towel or eye pillow to place over the eyes, to cover them, to let the light move away, giving yourself a place to just be. Let the legs be nice and heavy on the earth, the feet, the ankles, all relax. Feel every toe, starting from big toe, relax, moving to little toe. Knees, calves, thighs, all soften. Hips heavy on the earth. Shoulders relax. Let every finger relax. Palms of the hands fall heavy. You are supported. You are held. No matter where you are, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. There is nowhere to go, just to be resting on the earth. Shavasana. Coming back to your breath. Feeling the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Slowly coming back to the body, maybe gently wiggling the fingers, the toes, allowing the body some movement only if you are ready. And if you're ready, you can do a big stretch overhead. Eventually making your way to right side fetal position. Pausing here for a moment for reflection, integration. And then when you're ready, you can use the strength of your arms, push your hands to the ground, and make your way up to seated. And keep the eyes gently closed. Going back as we started with the sit bones rooted into the earth. The hands can rest on the legs, softening the eyes, the jaw, keeping your peace. Noticing the breath here. As you inhale, thinking the word inhale. And as you exhale, thinking the word exhale. Just simply following the breath with these words. Inhale, exhale. While doing this, you might notice that your mind begins to wander other places besides these words. That's perfectly normal. Accept that, notice that, and then gently guide the mind back to the words, allowing the words to be a place for your mind to stay rooted on, to give yourself a place of focus. As they wander away, as they will continue to do, just be the observer. Notice that it's doing that and bring it back. Meditation is the process of just being the observer, noticing where our mind tends to go, and then bringing it back. Training the mind just as we would any other muscle. Please bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you tonight. Thank you so much for putting in the work, for finding peace within yourself so that we can spread peace with the rest of the world. The lights, the love, and everything that's special in me honors that same light, that same love, and all that's special in you. Namaste.